Hello there, Capricorn. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of July the 11th through July 17th. I normally try not to do announcements at the beginning of the video, but today I have something to say that is very important, and that is thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much to those of you who responded to the video that I put out a couple of days ago. I have had the most amazing gifts from people, ranging anywhere from $2 to $100, $4, $5, $15, $20, $50. Thank you all so, so, so much for your help. I know that each and every one of those gifts comes from your heart because you certainly did not have to spend your hard-earned money and send it my way. And so I am immensely grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As of right now, which is Wednesday afternoon, we have, I think, almost 200 or just above 200 towards the goal. So thank you so much, everybody. I just love the outpouring of support, and it's amazing, and it's humbling, and I'm just so grateful. So, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I did put out a video a few days ago. What I'll do is I'll just tack that on to the end of this video today. So after the credits roll, you can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And for everybody else that already has helped, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's get to your reading, Capricorn. What we have coming up for you is the Eight of Swords on Monday. And the Eight of Swords is just telling me that you have some kind of situation in your life that you're feeling a little bit stuck about, like you just don't know how to handle this so that it moves forward in a positive direction. The key with the Eight of Swords is that whatever is the limitation or the restriction here, it's one that you have placed on yourself by your own thinking or your own perspective. So the way to break free from whatever is this limitation is to find out what somebody else's perspective is. Even sometimes if you can imagine having a conversation with a neighbor and kind of filling them in on the situation in that imagined conversation, and then imagining what they might say back to that can be enough to break you free from the limitation that you're putting on yourself. Now, sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you really do have to hear. If you're really stuck, you may not be able to hear anything helpful in a pretend conversation. If you're really stuck, then you do want to talk to somebody who's outside the situation and get a more objective viewpoint of what that looks like to them. Listen to what their reaction is to the situation. Because their reaction will probably give you a big clue as to how it is that you're limiting yourself here. And that way, once you know what the limitation is, you can always remove it. So that's how you break forward from that one if you choose to. And then on Tuesday, what we have showing up for you guys is the Four of Cups in reverse, Capricorn. The Four of Cups in reverse, I love this card. It means that you could have a pity party if you wanted to, but you don't feel like it. Yay! Instead, you would rather focus on the positive things, the opportunities that are in front of you. You don't really want to look at those disappointments. You want to look at, okay, well, what can I do now? What's the next step? You're not feeling like just being hung in that place of disappointment or where something didn't go your way. It's like, okay, so that didn't go my way. All right, let's shrug it off. What's next? What do we do next? What's our next best step here? Good for you, Capricorn. Now, Wednesday. Wednesday, you guys have the Moon card showing up. The Moon card is one of those cards that drives a Scorpio like me crazy because Scorpios, we have to know everything all the time, and we pretty much do. If you can pull a secret over on us, you've really done something. But the Moon card really, what it talks about, Capricorn, is that in your life there is some kind of situation that sort of comes to the surface on Wednesday, and you're realizing that you know some information about this situation. You know enough to know that there's a lot more going on here than what people are telling you. A lot more going on here than what meets the eye, and you're picking up on that. So there is some kind of mysterious situation that sort of surfaces on Wednesday that you really, you know there's more going on there than what you're being led to believe or what you're being told. But you can't just quite put your fingers on, okay, what is it that's going on that's not really, that people aren't being upfront with. All right, let's look at Thursday. Thursday, you have the Ten of Clubs showing up in reverse. I said Ten of Clubs, didn't I? It's actually the Two of Clubs. Excuse me. So the Two of Clubs in reverse is just talking about that you have a situation on Thursday that you have to make a decision about. This is, you're deciding between two different situations or two different people that you really are excited about. But the thing is that you're not able to move forward with both these situations or both of these people because you don't have enough energy and resources and time to invest in both. Or for some of you, it's going to be more than two. And so you really have to choose, okay, which one do I really want to focus on? Because when you choose and prioritize and focus on the one, then you're actually able to make progress with that, or you're not able to make progress if you don't choose or focus. Okay, otherwise your energy is just too far scattered and you get nothing accomplished. All right, so let's look at Friday for Capricorn. Friday, what we have showing up is the Hermit in reverse. This just tells me you're going to be spending a lot of the day on your own, doing some self-reflection, thinking things over, and by the end of the day, you are going to be ready to be around people, maybe even going a little bit stir-crazy. You're going to feel like whatever it was you needed to think about, you've got that covered now. Now it's time to get out and be social. All right, so let's look at Saturday. Saturday, what you have showing up is the Death card. I like to call it the transformation card. For one thing, the word's a lot less scary, and for another thing, the word's a lot more accurate. We have this hang up in our culture about death being the end of somebody's life. And it's really not. It's just that transition out of the body into pure spirit. So that's why I like to call it the transition card. And it doesn't really... Typically, when you see the Death card, it has nothing to do with somebody leaving their body. It has a lot more to do with somebody changing their core values. And so that's what I see going on for you on Saturday, is that there is some kind of adjustment or change that you're making in your core values. So some of you who haven't been watching me a long time are saying, Amista, what are core values? What are you talking about, lady? So core values are those things that you learn when you are too young to know better. Okay, so as a toddler, as a little one, these are the things that you learn from watching how your parents handle life and interact with each other and interact with the neighbors and anybody else. So you pick up things like a sponge when you're that little, and you learn these values just by basically absorbing them, by seeing them enacted around you as you go through life at that age. And then what happens is these values become a part of us. They become a part of our core. So that's why I call them core values. So when we have this transition in our core values, when we go through this change or this transformation, what's going on is we're recognizing that some of those core values, or at least one of those core values that we picked up, isn't really doing us a lot of good at this point. So an example of core value may be that if you grew up in a situation where your father was going back and forth to work, and he worked for a company and the company paid for his retirement and things were pretty good for him on that level, then you sort of grew up with this idea of, work for a nice solid company, put in your time, retire, and you're set. You're secure for the rest of your life. But nowadays, that doesn't work so well. That worked a generation or two ago, but it doesn't work so well for people who are walking around on this planet right now. So that may be something that you realize, well, that's a core value that would have to be adjusted or changed. Maybe the best way to have security is to do your own thing, to be an entrepreneur. Maybe the best way to have security is to go from company to company to company in management and collect the packages they have with the stocks and the bonds and all of that good stuff. I don't know that much about that. So if I sound a little bit silly talking about that, that's why, because I don't really know that much about it. But I know a lot of people who do that. So that's just an example of a core value that you can pick up when you're really little that might have to change later on. And I feel like on Saturday, for a lot of you Capricorns, you're starting to see that, okay, there's a core value here that I do need to change. It's not working for me anymore. And so that is, for me, I feel like Saturday's kind of for you guys, is kind of the aha moment, that wake up process, the awareness of, oh, wow, I think this, and this is obviously not making sense in today's world. So this is really just the very, very, very beginning of that journey of transition for you, of your exploration of what would work in today's world. Okay, so there's that. Sunday. Oh, and by the way, this transition, you can expect it to take a while. I would say at least 5 days, but for some of you, this may take 2 or 3 months to actually make it fully through this transition to where you have a new core value that replaces the old one that's much more productive and happiness making for you. All right, so moving on to Sunday, what we have here is the World card. The World card is I'm getting more than one meaning from this card right now. So for some of you, the World card is the end of a cycle, and it's the successful completion of a cycle. So this could be that you are retiring from your job. This could be that you've raised your kids and they're moving out of the house, and now you're moving into the phase of being an empty nester. This could be a lot of things. End of a cycle could be end of a cycle in a relationship. Maybe you're moving in together. So there's a lot of different things, but this is a successful end of a cycle. So ends always bring new beginnings. That's the first thing that comes in for you guys, Capricorns. The other thing, the other way that this card reads for me, and it's reading for me this way today as well, is that this card is a reminder card that the only limitations we have are the limitations that we put on ourselves. Very similar to the Eight of Swords that you guys had on Monday that talked about you guys were limiting yourself somehow. This is the World card is basically saying there are no limits. If you can take the limit off yourself, there are no limits to the things you can do, to the person you can be, to how happy you can be, to how much happiness you can bring to others, to how much joy you can have in your life, to how much prosperity you can have. There are no limits. Any area of life that you can think of, there's no limit to how healthy you can be. There is no limit, as long as you can make sure you're not limiting yourself with your own mind. So that's the other way that this is coming up, as that reminder card. And to me, when I see this, it's an encouragement card. It's an empowering card. It's just reminding us, hey, maybe we've gotten a little bit off of track. Maybe we've kind of forgotten, that we are the children of God, that the Holy Spirit is walking around here with us, helping us. Maybe we've forgotten that. And maybe some of you don't believe it in the same way that I believe it, but we are all amazing, incredible beings, and we're all tapped into source energy one way or another. And so this card just reminds us of who we are. That we're not just little blobs of clay walking around temporarily, that there's something that's animating these blobs of clay, and that something has incredible amounts of power to it. So it's very much an encouraging card. Whatever are your goals, whatever are your wishes, whatever are your hopes, whatever are your dreams, they are attainable. This card is reminding you they are attainable. But you have to know they are, and you have to understand that attaining them is all tied up with working with that great creative source power that is in all of us and around all of us. Okay, so somehow that became like a spiritual rant, which is normally not what happens with that card. So I apologize for those of you who did not need to hear that. But apparently somebody needed to, because that's normally not even where I go. So anyway, that's your week, Capricorn. I do appreciate all of you stopping by, hanging out, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. For those of you who don't know what I was talking about at the front of the video, just hang in there. Once the credits get done playing for the tarot cards, then you'll be able to find out exactly what is going on. So everyone have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here the next time. Peace out. Hello everybody, this is Amista, and I am coming to you today with something completely different than what you've ever seen here before, completely different than what I ever thought I would do. I have been taking Reiki training, and I've gotten level 1 and I've gotten level 2, and I really want to take master training because already I've realized that there are other people out there who need to know how to be um, able to do Reiki for themselves. And I'm not qualified to show them that or to teach them that or to pass that on to them or empower them with that until I become a Reiki master. And so I was looking into a Reiki Master Program, and I meet all the qualifications as far as that goes. I've been accepted into the Master Program, but the last little bit of money is what I need some help with, and I'm hoping that you guys will help me with that. I need to raise another $3,000 to get myself into the program. And so that's where you guys come in. Um, what I'm doing is I am accepting very happily and very thankfully and very gratefully any donations that you may feel like you would want to give. If you don't want to, obviously, then don't. um, but if you do feel like you want to help me to get into this Reiki Master Apprenticeship Program, any help that any of you and all of you send is great. No donation is too small. I just ask that they're over like 35 cents because I think PayPal will take 35 cents of whatever comes in as a fee for collecting payment. But anything other than over 35 cents is no donation is too small. So there's the corrected version of that. And actually, I was looking I have over 7,000 subscribers. If every subscriber donated $1, I would be able to end this request. But so if you would like to donate, I would be extremely thankful. I would appreciate that a lot. Also, I want to do something for you in exchange for donating. So anybody who would donate at all, I would like to offer you 15 minutes of free Reiki distant healing. In other words, I would send you some healing energy where you would not have to come to my house or we would not have to meet in person. Just like I do a lot of my readings by Skype or by phone. I can also send the healing energy without having to be right in front of you. We don't even have to be on the phone or on Skype when I do it, although I will want to touch base with you ahead of time to find out where you would like me to target that energy. If you have any particular thing you want to have worked on energetically, and also to touch base after it's done just to let you know that I have sent the energy in to check in with you, see how you're feeling, that type of thing. Anybody who donates anything more than $50, what I would like to do is send you some Reiki energy. I would send you the same amount of minutes of Reiki energy as you send dollars. So say you donate $50, then I would send you 50 minutes of Reiki energy. Anybody who wants to donate and doesn't want to receive Reiki but knows somebody else that they would like to have the Reiki sent to, feel free to let me know that, and you can gift that Reiki to somebody else, and I will just touch base with them, make sure I have permission to send them that energy, and talk to them about where they would like it targeted and all of that, just like I would if I was sending that to you. So that is what I've got going on, and I really appreciate, like I said, all of the help any of you can send. I know not everybody can send, not everybody will want to send help, but I am hoping that there will be enough to get me into this quickly. Otherwise, I would probably have to wait, I don't know, 6 months, a year before I had this kind of money to get myself into there, and I don't want to wait that long. I want to be able to empower people more quickly than that. So what I'm doing is I am in the description section underneath the video. I'm going to send you a link where you can donate, and you can choose whatever amount you want to donate, and I will probably also have that showing in the video as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody, for listening and for giving this some thought, some prayer, some attention. And thank you, everybody who actually does donate as well. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Peace.